Out here in the Atlantic Ocean, just off the coast of Africa, lie 7 volcanic islands that belong to Spain, but they feel like they belong to another world entirely. The Canary Islands, a place where sand dunes meet pine forests, where the desert meets the sea, and every island feels like a continent in miniature. High up in the mountains of Gran Canaria, the village of Fataga has stood for centuries. Whitewashed homes stacked between palm trees and narrow cobblestone streets that seem frozen in time. Then just a short flight away on Tenerife, black volcanic beaches meet turquoise water. This is Playa de la Arena, proof that nature's best work doesn't always come with white sand. Getting around here is easy. The Fred Olsen Express ferries glide between islands in a couple of hours, linking worlds that somehow all feel like home. Down south, the Maspalomas Dunes roll like a slice of the Sahara that drifted out to sea. Here, the wind paints the sand into new shapes every day. And above it all towers Mount Teide, Spain's tallest peak, rising straight from the ocean floor to over 12,000 feet high. Up here, the clouds sit below you, and you realize why explorers once called this the land closest to heaven. Welcome to the Canary Islands. This is Places to Go. Our journey begins on Tenerife, the largest and most populated of the Canary Islands. It's the hub of island life, where volcanic ridges cut through the clouds and nearly 1 million people call this rock home. To hop between the islands, locals fly Binter Canarias, short flights that feel more like a bus ride with a view. Friendly crew, open seating, and even a small snack that tastes a bit like old school flying, back when travel still felt special. After landing, we headed straight for the coast, to Playa de la Arena, a quiet stretch of black volcanic sand on Tenerife's western shore. Here, the contrast is striking. Deep blue water, dark lava rock, and sunshine almost every day of the year. As the sun sets, the volcanic cliffs glow red and the Atlantic turns to glass. Nights here are slow and simple, waves, tapas, and the occasional guitar from a beach bar. For our stay, we chose something local. A seaside apartment in the small fishing village of El Pris, in the municipality of Tacoronte. It's part of an older concrete block of flats called Edificio Garajo, but this one's been completely refurbished. 3 bedrooms, a kitchen, and a big terrace that faces the sea, all for about $80 a night. Comes with beach access, Wi-Fi, and the sound of the waves right outside the window. Locals fish off the rocks below, and on clear days you can see the silhouette of Mount Teide across the water. Not a bad place to unpack, breathe in the salt air, and get ready for tomorrow's island hop to Gran Canaria. The next morning we traded Tenerife's north coast for the open sea. We drove straight onto the Fred Olsen Express, one of the sleek catamarans that connect the islands like ocean highways.
Is that your seatbelt thing?
I don't know, but easy.
Inside, it feels more like a mini cruise than a ferry. Plush seats, panoramic windows, espresso machines, even a quiet lounge with Wi-Fi. In about 90 minutes, Tenerife disappears behind you and Gran Canaria rises ahead, a rugged island shaped by volcanoes and carved by time. The first thing that hits you is the terrain. Deep ravines, hairpin roads, and mountains that drop straight into the Atlantic. It's one of the most dramatic landscapes in Spain, an island built for road trippers and drone pilots. Tucked high in the hills is Fataga, a tiny village known as the Valley of 1,000 Palms. Whitewashed homes with red tiled roofs, bursts of bougainvillea, and narrow streets so small you half expect a donkey to round the corner. Life here moves slowly. Locals sip coffee in shaded plazas, and church bells mark the hours more reliably than the clocks. Down south, the scenery flips completely. This is the Natural Dune Reserve of Maspalomas, a rolling desert framed by the sea. It's hard to believe you're still in Spain. It feels like the Sahara took a vacation. Each gust of wind reshapes the dunes, so no two visits ever look the same. Along the coast, even the roadside markets have a twist. This one specializes in aloe vera, the island's natural export. It's in the lotions, the juices, even the ice cream. Farmers here swear it's the secret to eternal youth, or at least to surviving all this sun. As the afternoon light fades, the Fred Olsen glides back across the channel, silhouetted against a golden Atlantic. Tomorrow means another island, another volcano, and another story to tell. Before catching the ferry back, we stopped for breakfast at a small panderia, the kind of place every traveler hopes to find by accident. Fresh bread still warm from the oven, flaky pastries filled with guava, and locals greeting everyone by name. In the Canary Islands, good coffee and friendly smiles seem to come standard. By midday, it was time to leave Gran Canaria behind. One last glance at its cliffs as the ferry turned towards Tenerife. The sea between the islands may be short, but every crossing feels like hitting reset. Each island has its own rhythm, its own light, its own accent. Back on Tenerife, the adventure climbs skyward, literally. From the coastal towns, a winding road leads into the clouds and up to Mount Teide, the highest peak in Spain and one of the world's tallest volcanoes measured from the ocean floor. The Teide cable car lifts visitors to over 3,500 meters, more than 11,000 feet above sea level, where the air thins, the temperature drops, and the views stretch clear across the Atlantic. Teide National Park looks like another planet. Frozen lava rivers, ancient craters, and colors that shift from black basalt to rusty red. Astronauts once trained here for lunar missions, and it's easy to see why. Above the clouds, the island noise fades and the silence feels absolute. At sunset, Teide's shadow stretches farther than any mountain on Earth, nearly 100 miles across the sea. From up here, it's clear why explorers once called the Canaries the land closest to heaven. 7 islands, endless contrasts, and for travelers, a reminder that paradise doesn't have to be tropical, it just has to be alive. This has been Places to Go, the Canary Islands. From volcanic peaks to black sand beaches, the Canary Islands remind us that paradise isn't always palm trees and postcards. Sometimes it's contrast that makes a place unforgettable. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe and discover more amazing destinations on Places to Go. Where to next?